Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be what to expect when you get your first ever period. So basically this video is just going to be like a guide to your first period. So if you clicked on this video, you probably either recently just got your first period, and if so, congratulations. It's a big milestone in your life. And so while you probably should not be celebrating the actual like symptoms and what you're gonna have to go through now that you get periods, you should be celebrating the milestone, so congratulations. Or you clicked on this video because you have not yet gotten your period, but you want to be prepared for what to expect when you do get your first period. But either way, I am super excited to help you out with some guidance on what to expect when you get your first period. So that's what this video is going to be about. I'm going to be telling you stuff that you might not expect to happen when you get your first period, stuff that you should be on the lookout for, stuff you should be aware of when you get your first period, all of that stuff. Before we get into this video, please like this video and comment down below while you're here. I would really love to know if you haven't gotten your first period yet, if you just got your first period, or if you've had periods for a while but you just want some more information on them. And also please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more period related content and videos and teen lifestyle videos as well. And yeah, I don't want to talk anymore. I want to give you guys some guidance on what to expect when you get your first period. So let's get into the video. Okay, so the first thing I want to tell you is that your period is most likely not going to be regular at all in the beginning. And while this is completely normal, this is something you might have not known, because personally, when I got my first period, I thought I was just gonna have it every month starting from when I got my first period, but that is completely false. So personally for me, I got my first period on November 6, 2020, and then I got my second period in December 2020, and then guess what?
It didn't come back till the end of March 2021.
And I was freaking out. I got my mom to take me to all these doctor's appointments because I thought there was something wrong with me, and they all told me the exact same thing, that in the beginning of a female's menstrual cycle, it takes a little while for your body to get used to having periods. And so it could take years until your cycles start to become regular. And I'm not only talking about like the monthly regularity, like your period coming every month, but the way you feel on your period might be different. You might go from having many premenstrual symptoms, your flow might go from really light to really heavy, your periods might last for 2 days, and then the next cycle it could last for like 8 or 9 days, and then it goes back to lasting for like 3 or 4 days. It could be completely irregular in almost in the beginning, and this is so completely normal. It's common, especially in the first 2 years after a girl starts getting her period, to skip periods or to have irregular periods. Illness, rapid weight change, or stress can also make things more unpredictable. That's because the part of the brain that regulates periods is influenced by events like these. So there are a number of factors, not only correlating to the fact that like it's your first ever period and it's the first ever years of you getting a period, but there's just so many factors that can influence whether or not your period comes on time and the way you feel on your period and how long your period lasts. So don't be concerned at all if you get your first period and it only lasts like a short time, and then it doesn't come back for like a few months, and then it lasts so long and then it goes away, comes back another few months later, or then you get it in like 2 weeks. However, if you do think that something might be wrong, it's always smart to go to the doctor, because of course I'm not a medical professional and I don't want to stop you from going to see a doctor if you really do think that something is wrong, but they will most likely tell you that it really is normal to be irregular at the start of having periods. The second thing I want to tell you about what to expect when you get your first period is that it will probably not be very heavy in the beginning. For me, when I got my first period, it was like really light for the first day or two, then kind of at the end of the second day of my first period it got a little heavy, but not really like heavy, more like medium flow, and then it just kind of tapered off, and now my periods are like really heavy. I've had a period for like 3/4 of a year, since November 2020, and they're just starting to get heavy. Like a few months ago they started to get like really heavy, but they probably won't be that heavy in the beginning of like you having periods, so don't be scared about them being like super heavy. I mean, it's obviously different for everyone, but most of the time when you hear like females talking about how heavy their periods are and like griping about it and like having to wear huge pads, just know it most likely will not happen to you at your first ever period, or even your second or third period. And even if these aren't your first ever periods and you're having light periods, you might just be lucky. Body weight, exercise, and stress can all cause light periods, and knowing why can be helpful. Lighter periods than normal do not usually cause concern, and people often find that their menstrual flow varies from month to month, and some months are just naturally lighter than others. I wish I had a lighter flow. Like my flow is so heavy. I hate it. Like someone save me. So yeah, if you're experiencing really light periods at the start of having periods, that's completely normal. If you're experiencing really heavy periods at the start of having periods, that's normal. Just know that it'll probably fluctuate a lot, so don't expect it to be like super heavy or super light. Just know that all of it is completely normal. The next thing that I want to tell you is that you should not be expecting to feel good at all when you get your first period. And honestly, you should not be expecting to feel good when you're on your period for like You will most likely feel, especially during your first period, very weak, tired, drained, and irritable. And this is not just because of the usual hormones that make you feel this way when you start to have periods in general, but when your body is just starting to have periods, your uterus is going from never having shed blood like to having to adjust to shedding blood out of your body like for a week once a month. So it's gonna take an adjustment, and so feeling especially moody and just like down and like not energized and just really tired and weak and like fatigued and exhausted, that is all completely normal, and you should really expect to feel that way when you get your first period. It's gonna really suck, but honestly I wanted to do nothing except watch Gilmore Girls and eat chocolate when I got my first period. I'm just warning you, like, you're probably not gonna feel good. Just don't be scared and just honestly expect it. Okay, so the fourth thing that I want to warn you about for what to expect before you get your first period is that you might feel disinterested in doing the activities that you used to do before getting your first period, or just getting your period in general. And this kind of relates to the last thing I told you, that you're gonna feel just really unenergized and exhausted. You might just feel a total lack of productivity and motivation. For example, I've played tennis since I was 10 or 11, and I got my first period when I was 13, and suddenly, like, during that whole week leading up to my first period, and when I was on my first period, and then when I just started getting periods, I really did not want to run around a tennis court and like hit balls. It was just like, oh, to me. Like, I didn't want to get up off the couch and like do anything. I didn't even want to go on my phone. I just wanted to like cry. And it's completely normal. It's just because of the PMS and the period hormones. Just don't be scared if you start feeling like totally disinterested in the stuff that you used to do. So like, for example, if you love to read, or if you love to paint, or if you love to go bike riding, or you love to do stuff with your family, if you start feeling like you don't want to, or like you don't want to like talk to people or socialize or like see your friends or anything like that, just know it's completely normal. I don't want to just tell you,
okay, you're not gonna feel interested in doing anything, so you are doomed.
I actually want to give you some tips on that. Some ways that you can make yourself more productive and more motivated are journaling and like really just writing down the way you feel, taking some time for yourself, honestly, just letting yourself feel the way you do for a little while, taking a nice bath or a hot shower, doing stuff like meditating or going outside, getting some sun, eating some chocolate, especially dark chocolate, because chocolate has been proven, especially dark chocolate, to boost your mood when you're on your period and just feeling really miserable about the whole thing. Just do anything that you can think of to boost your mood, and that should really help pull you out of the state of like unmotivation and disinterest and lack of productivity that you will probably be in when you get your first period. So the fifth kind of warning that I want to give you before you get your first period, or just like what to expect before you get your first period, is that stuff that isn't just blood might come out of your body. I was honestly so scared at first when this happened to me, but I asked my mom and I like showed her, because like I have a very close relationship with her, and she told me how normal it is, and so a multitude of things could come out of your body that isn't just blood. There are blood clots that might contain tissue. So as the uterus sheds its lining, this tissue leaves the body as a natural part of the menstrual cycle. So clots of tissue are usually nothing to be concerned about. And if you don't know what a clot is, it's basically like slime, but like a ball of it that just kind of comes out. Just some like random stuff that you wouldn't really expect to come out of your body will show up on your pad or like be on your tampon or whatever feminine hygiene product that you're using. And it's honestly scary at first. Clots are usually a little darker than normal period blood, like a really dark red, almost like black. You might kind of feel it come out of you, and it's like really gross, but it's completely normal, and it's something that you will get used to as you continue to have periods. Thing that I want to tell you about for what to expect when you get your first period that kind of relates to what I was just saying is that you will get used to having a period quicker than you would think. Honestly, when I got my first period, I was weirdly excited for like years before I got my first period to get my first period, and honestly, then when I got my first period, I was like, why was I so excited? I was just so annoyed. I did not want it. I was honestly kind of scared. Like, I just didn't want to have to bleed out of my body. But you will get used to it, and you will get over the fear and concern that you have over it so much quicker than you would think. I haven't even had periods for a year, and it's already something that is just like so annoyingly normal to me. Like, you kind of go from being scared and worried and like concerned about having a period to just annoyed at having a period. Like, now every time I get my period, I'm like,
oh, here it is again.
So it's honestly honestly just something that you will get used to automatically, and you might not like it ever. I mean, who would like having a period? I actually want to take that back, because honestly, if you get a period, you are seriously really blessed. I don't know if you know this, but there's just some women out there who don't get periods because of health issues, and they want periods so badly because periods are a sign that you're reproductively healthy, and so having a period is something that is so normal and healthy, and you should be really happy about getting periods because it is an indicator that you are healthy. So just really understanding that and getting used to the idea that every single female on this planet pretty much has gotten a period, it will really help alleviate some of that fear and concern and just worry that you have about having periods. And eventually having periods will become like second nature to you, and you will start to look at having periods with more annoyance than fear. Anyway guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching it. I really hope that with this video I was able to help guide you to what to expect when you get your first period. Again, if you just got your first period recently, congratulations. I really hope that I was able to minimize some of that fear and discomfort that you're going to be having about having periods. And if you haven't yet gotten your first period, just revel and enjoy the last times you're not going to be on your period.
Once a month.
If you are really concerned and you feel like something just isn't normal about your first period, just always go with your gut and see your doctor if you think that something really could be wrong. It's always good to get like a professional's opinion on this. Before you leave, please like this video, and if you made it to the end of this video, comment down below unmotivated, because honestly, who in their right mind would be motivated while they're gushing blood out of their body? And also please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more period videos, period related content, teen lifestyle videos, and teen lifestyle content and all that stuff. I've done so many other period videos in the past. I will link all of those down below for you to check out, and you can also go check out my period playlist on my channel for more period content, period relatability, all that stuff. And yeah, that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching it, and I love you guys. Bye!